I know it's a very odd way of making videos. Who does that, right? Nimisha, did you even take a shower? No. No. Look, I haven't even taken shower. Okay, let's fix this. Is this fine? Yes, it's fine. Um, it's interesting because I'm just in this mood to discuss this whole conversation that came up even in my retreat on this Andaman trip, and it has been like a recurrent theme for the last few months because this is wedding season and a lot of my friends and people around are getting married and they have a full-fledged wedding season going on, right? um, but one thing that has really strongly changed about me is that I've stopped congratulating people when they get married, that, hey, congratulations on getting married. I do not, I know you can hate me for this. And again, just coming from a space of diving deeper into the concepts of, marriage and patriarchy and whatnot and how they're so correlated. Like, I do not congratulate people when they get married, and it doesn't come from a space of not feeling happy for them, but just come from a space of acknowledging that there's so many other things that they need to be congratulated on, and marriage is definitely not one of them, because it's not supposed to be an achievement. It's not supposed to be something that you congratulate people on as if they have now up leveled in their life on a higher status or something that they have to now be congratulated about. And I'm saying this from my own experience because I was briefly married for whatever goddamn reasons. And I think God really wanted me to experience this whole dark shadow behind all of this. Um, because I think most of the time period when I was married, I think I was just contemplating on the dark aspects of the fact that, fuck, like, this is so patriarchal. This is so dark. And what do I mean when I say it's so dark? It's the acceptance in the society that only comes when a woman gets married. It's so shitty. And it's so scary for a woman to sit with it. I had to really go through so many dark places in my head to accept the fact that, fuck, that women do this because I did it. Like, to gain acceptance, admiration, love from your own freaking mother, respect specifically, that whenever a boy is born, it's like a given thing. Respect, yellow. You're a boy, you're born, respect. But a woman only gets respect when she's married. Like, as soon as her name is associated with a guy, चाहे वो 2 नंबर का टुच्चा आदमी क्यों ना हो, एकदम गांडू, किसी काम का नहीं, यूजलेस एकदम, मतलब एल्कोहलिक हो चाहे गवार हो चाहे कुछ भी हो, बट क्योंकि शादी हो गई है औरत की और उसका नाम जुड़ गया है, हर नेम इज नाउ एसोसिएटेड एंड हर रिलेशनशिप स्टेटस is suddenly now from single to married, suddenly society has to give her extra respect because she's married now. And it's a conditional respect, because the moment, let's say, you step out of that whole dynamics कि भाई मुझे divorce लेना है, that respect is snatched away from you as fast as it was given. And I think God really wanted me to go through this whole system to study it. I love it how God puts me in situations where I have to go through something to study it. It's like they always say, right, that the healer goes through suffering and then comes back with the medicine. That has been me forever. Like, my work is always correlated with my personal growth. I go through something, I learn from it, I come back to my village, share all the wisdom that, hey, this is how I studied it thoroughly, experienced it, and this is what I learned from it. Here you go. That, sisters, this is how you deal with this, okay? And this is what you're gonna experience, so be prepared, you know? That has been my life. So even though if I don't want to go into the nuance of it, like what exactly were my takeaways, but I'll briefly tell you that it's something that all women are scared of sitting with. That's why most of them, they don't want to accept the fact that when they got married, most of them got married because they really finally wanted to be seen by their mothers. And half of them just wanted to see themselves dressed up as brides. That most of them just want to be celebrated. They want to look pretty. They want all the people that they love or they think they love come together and celebrate them. And unfortunately, for a woman's life, this only happens when she gets married or when she has a baby. Briefly, it's like a 1 or 2 day celebration. And no matter how hardworking she is all her life, how many grades and certificates she gets during her school time or college and whatever, big shit she becomes, even in her work atmosphere, she'll never really get money from her family as much as they very easily give during her wedding, that hey, this is, now you get it, now this is the money we kept for your wedding, you take it. But if you ask for that money about for your business or for your studies or something, they will not give it. They're like, oh no, this is for your wedding, this is for your wedding, so honestly, sometimes I even advise women that okay, if your family has kept money for your wedding that they are very much okay in giving to you, fucking just get married, take that money and just like run away or something, like, or just do something that can really make you utilize that money for your own well-being and not like for you as a couple, honestly, not for your keeping for your kid or whatever, for your in-laws or something. Be very very smart when it comes to the finances that come during the wedding, because इसी टाइम मिलेगा, और मिलेगा ही नहीं तुमको, जो भी अटेंशन मिल रहा है अभी 2 दिन मिलेगा, 4 दिन मिलेगा रिश्तेदारों से घर वालों से, तो इसे इतना अच्छे से यूज कर लेना कि भाई उसके बाद तो तुम्हें मिलेगा ही नहीं। उसके बाद या तो तुम्हारे जब तुम्हारा बच्चा हो जाएगा तो तुम्हारे बच्चे को मिलेगा, तुमको नहीं मिलेगा। तो प्लीज इस डिलूलू में मत रहना कि तो सडनली तुम्हें सब बहुत ही प्यार करेंगे, वो 4 दिन के लिए करेंगे, क्योंकि वो सोसाइटी ने कंडीशन ऐसा कर रखा है। So it's a very dark concept, and as much as I know women are very afraid of unlearning it because it's a lot of hard work, I really think that they should really do it because it really makes things a little bit easier for them to understand their own sense of self-worth, because they start to realize that, oh shit, like half of the things I was doing was just to earn respect from my parents, knowingly or unknowingly, no matter how spiritually aware or self-aware I was. Because for me that really happened. Like I noticed that sudden shift, and it blew my mind. Like, what the fuck? Like, even if I was married to the shittiest guy in the world, like there was this whole respect like around the concept of being married, and people would talk to me differently because I would say like I'm married, and that's so fucked up. Like I felt like my own power was taken away, my own identity was taken away, my all the hard work of years and years that I had done in making my own identity and being the woman, that everybody really kind of felt inspired from or like, looked up to, suddenly was attached to my fucking relationship status. It felt like everything that I did, all the hard work I did for unlearning patriarchy suddenly blew up in my face. And I think, thank goodness I came out of it. Like, thank goodness I saw it. And I really wish, like, and I really hope that women, while being in their marriage or, on the day of their wedding, can see through it. Because I think either most of them will really like step out of it, or most of them will really start to shift their, behavior around people if they understood what it really meant for them to, get into this whole system. Yeah, that's one thing that I really wanted to just open up about, because fortunately now women around me do get it. And if the moment somebody starts to, use language about, oh, like my husband, there's my husband, I'm like, does he not have a name, my lady? Take his name. Like, what is this? My husband is my husband. Then now take his goddamn name. You're not like a 18th century woman who's not allowed to take this guy's name. Take his name. And a lot of times, when a woman consistently starts to just talk about like the in-laws and this and that, I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Just remember that you are your own person. You have a life. You can always talk about your own self as well. And they're like, oh shit, yeah, like it's the way like the system is. I'm like, exactly. Please watch yourself. Watch yourself. Like, do not lose your identity. Do not lose yourself. Even after you get married, you have to please keep on telling yourself that your body is important, uh, your identity is important, how you feel, what you want to do, your creativity, every little detail. Like, you have to hold yourself accountable for all of these things. Otherwise, you'll vanish and you'll fall sick and you'll lose your confidence. And in fact, you'll become so codependent for your sense of security on your partner or the sense of Delulu family that you make as soon as you get married. That, okay, this is the ecosystem. Because unfortunately, for most of the women, it's not really that true. It's a very fucked up system. Of course, there are exceptions. I know some of my friends are so gracefully now a part of this space where, like, their extended families are beautifully connected. They talk every day, they FaceTime, they know how to talk to each other about emotions and needs and whatnot. But again, it's a very rare scenario where people let each other grow as individuals while being a part of such patriarchal system. you know it is a job of the village to unlearn patriarchy together. And that can only happen when the matriarchs come together and do it. I repeat, it can only happen when the matriarchs come together and do it. So don't just sit and cry about, like, oh, my mother-in-law doesn't let me do this, and like, girl, then it's you. Then you have the responsibility on your shoulders to break the cycle. You can't change that woman, but you can definitely learn how to be more in your power. So this is a reminder I always give to women, because if you continue to be people pleasers from one system to another, it's never going to end. And you're going to have kids, and your kids are going to be the bearers of the consequences of you being a people pleaser. So please, it's such a big baggage, and do not pass it on to your kids. Yeah, please do not pass it on to your kids. um, yeah. The other day I was having this conversation with my friend Tamanna, and oh god, I love her so much. I miss her so much. I miss her so much. I miss her so much. It's that's what I love. Oh god, she is right now with her boyfriend, and touch wood, to be husband. And the most beautiful part is of our relationship is that even when she's sitting next to him, she misses me and I miss her, and that's when you know that's true love. That nobody can take space of your girlfriends, nobody can take space of the women in your life, and she's my lover, I'm her lover, god damn it. That way I have my own space, I'm very secure. And she knows that too. I mean, oh god, like the intimacy, the love that we feel for each other is just so beautiful, and it's very normal. Okay, so oh my god, nothing can be taken away. No, nobody, no man can ever take that space. The love that we feel for each other, no man can ever take that space. And I love the fact that we both know it so well. And I remember the other day, we were just sitting on the floor and just looking at the moon, and I was just telling her, like, how a lot of people don't even know, like, I was so young when I got published in all these like magazines and Vogue and Femina and all of these things, and I was such a chotu baby. Like, I didn't know anything that I was really particularly doing. I was just a wild woman, unapologetically just trying to be everywhere, do whatever I really wanted to do, of course. But she asked me, like, so when do you think you'll finally feel accomplished, Nimisha? That one day you'll be like, yeah, now I've done something. And do you think that's gonna be when you're on Bazaar's cover, or Forbes cover? I'm like, if you asked me this few years ago, I would have said yes, that okay, when I'm gonna be on the Forbes cover. But now I'm a grown up and I know that all these things can be purchased with money, like being on any cover. So, do I want there now? Of course, it would be nice to be on the cover of a magazine, but I think personally, I will finally feel accomplished, like really accomplished, um, is when one day I'll just be like, oh yeah, I want to sponsor trips for 10 underprivileged girls, like today, right now. Like, I want to give them the best flights, best hotels, and women specifically, little girls specifically who have never traveled before and who are coming out of toxic environments. I'll bring them out of toxic environments, god damn it, and I'll book their flights, all of them together, and make them travel. Like the day when I'm so financially capable, I'm gonna do this every year. Like I will start booking, sponsoring trips for young women, so that they can come out of their shells and experience. Because travel changed me at the age of 17. I don't think I would be this person who's so aware of myself, so fucking aware of myself, by the way. Unfortunately, for a lot of people, I'm so fucking aware of myself, um, that I don't think it would have been possible if I didn't travel at that particular age. The only, like, con about this situation is that I traveled in a very unsafe manner. I didn't have anybody to protect me. Of course, God was there to protect me. Yes, the divine. That's how I survived, of course. But it was a very unsafe way. I did it purely out of adrenaline rush, for sure. With this whole like I'm gonna do it kind of a thing. But damn, that was so unsafe. When this version of me sits down with the teenage version of me, I'm like, bro, like, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm so sorry that you had to do that. Like, you don't have to prove anything to anybody now. And I hug her. I hug the teenage version of me, and I just tell her, I'm so sorry that to experience life in a different light, you had to go through this path of being a rebel and putting yourself in such unsafe environments and crashing on random people's couches and taking donations from people once in a while, and then feeling that you're answerable to them, and then coming out of that whole pressure and literally saying fuck you to people, and just being like, being your own person, having your own voice, and working on yourself, handling your pain, accepting your parents, accepting your own unique path. Wow, that must have been so fucking hard. Phew, you know and this is me. Like, I haven't taken a shower, me sitting in my own house, wearing a sweater that I got like 6 years ago, um, wearing Guns N' Roses t-shirt, mismatched socks, but like so fucking comfortable. And that's insane, because yesterday my friend Vineet sent me this picture of me, which was of this cafe in Pune. I'm sitting in front of him. I have short white hair. I have this eyebrow piercing, and I'm having this coffee in Zen Cafe, which was my favorite cafe then. And he sent me this picture in which I'm just like smiling, and he's like, look at you, so grounded, so happy in this picture, so radiating. I'm like, Vinny, I know what you mean, but I think I was just better at hiding. I was just better at hiding, and you couldn't see through my pain. I was really good at hiding at that point of time. Now, I'm not. Because now I don't care. Now I'm just like, अरे यार मैं हूँ, मतलब जो है यही है. मैं फैल जाऊंगी, मैं मतलब I'll be a fucking mess in front of you. I'll be a menace, in fact, in front of you. Take it or leave it. Now I don't have the energy to hide. Now I don't go out of my house, but even if I meet people, I can't, if I don't like something, you'll see it on my face that I'll have this face that no, no, or even if I'm living in melancholy, you will see it. I don't have the energy to now hide anymore, because now it's so important for me to be around people who I don't have to hide in front of. At that point of time, it was just the way I survived, because I didn't have a home. I didn't have reality in my freaking face. I was living in this wonderland, from hopping one place to another, one man to another, or one friend to another, one fight to another, one project to another. And it was always something that I was surviving through. Now I have a choice, which I built for myself, I fought for. So why should I carry a facade? I can just say fuck you and move on. So I think, um yeah, I feel for women, always have to carry a facade, and it doesn't matter what family they come from. Like, I've met women in my life who are married to a millionaire, but yeah, they get slapped every single day from their husband, or they're going through violence and they can't come out of those environments. They are living a miserable life. They're not happy with their Miu Miu and Gucci bags. I mean, for the time being, yes, but their life is fucked. And because they're not able to be themselves. A woman's well-being is entirely based on how much can she be herself, um, untamed, absolutely unregulated that way. You know, it should be at her own whim, basically. So yeah, I like that. I like that. And I think it's gonna be ever evolving. Like I think when I'll come back to this video 2 years down the line, I'm curious who I'm gonna be. I'm curious how long my hair gonna be, and who I'll be, which character. Will I be on the cover of a magazine? Maybe. Or will I be living in a village somewhere? Maybe. Or will I be on a yacht in some European country? Maybe, right? But I think the best part would be that I'll be fucking myself. I mean, I'll be fucking, I'll be really fucking myself. That's the beauty of it, when you know you are your own problem and you know that you're the only person who can deal with it. And life becomes fun then. Then you don't have anybody else to blame. You can be whoever you want to be. All right. Let me know what you feel you'll finally feel accomplished with. Finally, whenever you get that in your life. I've told you mine.